those items were like just a staple. Sweet potato pie, sweet potato casseroles, baked sweet potatoes. It's just like a normal piece of just how we eat.
Every North Carolinian has fond memories of sweet potatoes. For me, I grew up in Charlotte eating the Japanese variety with my grandma, plain and cooked in the microwave. But I'm taking you to the eastern part of the state, where sweet potatoes are about more than just pie. They're a way of life. Welcome to Shoresides, where we explore coastal North Carolina's past, present, and future to promote community resilience. I'm Layna Hong. Nowhere does sweet potatoes quite like in North Carolina, which has produced more than any other state for over 50 years. Today's episode is all about our state vegetable. We'll talk about what makes North Carolina so perfect for growing sweet potatoes and how North Carolina researchers developed ways to make them available year-round. So now, the root vegetable has a place on every dining table, whether because of tradition, health benefits, or otherwise. Most sweet potato production takes place in eastern North Carolina, where the hot and humid climate make it the perfect place for this fall vegetable to take root. I talked to John Leach, a third-generation agronomist. That's a fancy word for someone who works to improve crops. He's based in Sampson County, a top sweet potato producer right between Fayetteville and Wilmington.
Effectively, what we do is we go on the farm and we try and reduce risk, increase yield, and solve practical problems on the farm.
Leach works with farms all the way from the Triangle area down to South Carolina.
It's been awesome seeing the harvest. We've had some pretty decent potatoes get pulled out of the ground.
Sweet potatoes take around 3 to 4 months to grow. They're tricky. You won't really know how they're doing until the day you dig them up.
I call them a slow burning plant because when you put them in the ground, the only thing that is an identifier for the plant health is the vine itself. So it's kind of like a jack in a box, right?
Farmers start planting as early as May, hoping for the perfect soil.
So you want to have moist soil conditions at time of planting. You want to have it in typically a loamy sand.
Loamy means the sand is just right, not too dense or loose, or too wet or dry.
So sweet potatoes take a lot of hands-on work. Not only are they hand set and hand harvested, but you have to go over top of the crop 10 or 12 times in its lifespan.
Leach mainly works with sweet potato farmers in Johnson County, another top producer in the state and country. Leach is actually new to growing sweet potatoes. He grew up in the central southern region of the state, where grain crops and cotton dominate. He decided to learn about the vegetable when he moved to Sampson.
And I'm a big time hands-on learner. So that's really what made me real curious about the crop and made me get into it was, well, I was around it. I can't do business with the guy next door to you. You don't need to be doing business at all.
North Carolina has perfected the sweet potato business, even developing the technology to have them year round. I talked to Michelle Granger from the North Carolina Sweet Potato Commission.
We have a strong focus of showing the versatility of the sweet potato as well as the affordability of the sweet potato and the nutritional density of the sweet potato.
It's an organization that supports the production and consumption of sweet potatoes, both locally and beyond.
As we like to say, any reason, any season.
In 2005, researchers at North Carolina State University developed the Covington sweet potato variety. It was made for North Carolina's soil and climate and made to be resistant to disease while yielding a large harvest. Today, it's what nearly all of our local sweet potato farmers grow and the kind you're used to seeing at your local store.
Once that varietal was created, it was determined that it had extreme shelf stability.
Shelf stability means the ability to export across the country, overseas even. It was a game changer.
So as soon as they get harvested, they go into storage. They're cured and go into storage. And this all happens in the same building. And those sweet potatoes can stay for up to 12 months and taste just as fresh as when they came out of the ground.
Sweet potatoes bring in hundreds of millions of dollars to our state each year. Last year, it was our fourth most valuable crop, behind soybeans, tobacco, and corn. But sweet potatoes aren't just a key moneymaker. They're about tradition. I spoke to Kamal Bell. He's a black farmer based in Orange County looking to diversify his produce to include sweet potatoes.
I just want to get healthy items back and fresh items into our community that are culturally relevant.
He's the founder of Sankofa Farms, which grows everything from collard greens and kale to squash and watermelon.
Sweet potatoes, we've attempted before.
That was back in 2020, and Bell says his attempt was only unsuccessful because of a deer fence, or rather, the lack of one.
So we got the sweet potatoes in, we got them 12 inches apart, we healed up the soil, and then the splits were eaten one by one. The splits were really easy to get in the ground, like it even started to grow. But once the deer found out where they were, they started to eat them one by one.
Bell is eager to try again next year. While he grew up in Durham, his family is from the coast, Pamlico County to be exact. Sweet potatoes are something he grew up eating.
Sweet potato pie was my favorite. My grandmother's.
It's not just a southern thing. Sweet potatoes are an important staple in Black American culture.
Like it was naturally a part of what we consumed and ate. Like my dad eats sweet potatoes. I can go over there right now. He's probably got some sweet potatoes in the oven.
Many southern cuisines and traditions originated from Black Americans, and sweet potatoes are no different. Enslaved African Americans used them as a staple food in place of yams. They perfected and popularized the sweet potato pie that we enjoy every holiday season. Today, the sweet potato still invokes simple comfort and familiarity for Southerners. For Granger, she grew up at a time when sweet potatoes were only seasonal.
It harkens a lot of nostalgia and tradition for those of us in North Carolina, in Southern culture at that, where typically Thanksgiving and Christmas were usually the only times we could have sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes have also become known for their nutritional value and versatility. The Sweet Potato Commission has an online recipe catalog with hundreds of ways to cook and eat our state vegetable, from soups and sushi to muffins and cookies. Granger says it's a reflection of how diverse North Carolinians have become.
We've become even more of a melting pot than what we've already been recognized as for all of our different cultures and traditions that have come into our state as well as beyond, and we're able to adopt the different cultural flavors and influences.
So while sweet potatoes are global now, they have a special place in North Carolina, where their abundance, resilience, and versatility have and will continue to be a way of life. And by even having this conversation, Granger says we're supporting that tradition.
Anytime someone is talking about a sweet potato and it is creating the opportunity for someone to order a sweet potato or go buy a sweet potato, that ultimately helps our farmers.
I'm Layna Hong for Shoresides.